Agave is armed. The sap has microscopic glass needles called rhaphides. Touch it raw and you'll itch for days. Gloves, long sleeves, eye protection. Disarm the spines first. Skip this, you'll regret it. Normal rubber tears. The hole is permanent, but agave has 3-foot fibers. The nail pushes them aside instead of ripping. The polymer squeezes back and hugs the metal shut. That's why it doesn't leak at 40 degrees Celsius on a roof. We will now show how to make this zero-cost rubber. Cassava starch. 1. Harvest and peel the root. Use fresh cassava roots, ideally harvested within 24 hours. The peel. Remove the thick, woody outer skin and the inner pinkish layer. You want only the white heart of the root. 2. The grating, releasing the starch. The tool. Use a hand grater. Grate the white root into a fine, wet pulp. This breaks the plant cells to release the starch granules. 3. The starch milk wash. The mix. Put your grated pulp into a clean bucket and add plenty of water. The massage. Reach in and squeeze the pulp vigorously. The water will turn milky white. That is the starch suspended in the liquid. The strain. Pour the milky water through a fine cloth, like an old t-shirt or a flour sack, into a second bucket. The trash left in the cloth is cassava flour or fiber. Feed it to pigs or compost it. The white water is what you want. 4. The sedimentation, the magic moment. The wait. Let that white water sit undisturbed for 2 to 4 hours. The result, the pure starch will sink to the bottom, forming a dense, hard cake. The water on top will become clear or yellowish. The pour. Gently pour off the clear water. What's left at the bottom is pure native cassava starch. 5. Drying. Scoop out the wet white cake and spread it on a flat tray in the sun. Once it's bone dry, crumble it into a fine powder. Harvest and preparation. Goal. Extract the structural fibers and the polymer-rich slime. The process. Scrape the interior out. Set them aside the remaining leaf. The pulp and green juice is your polymer base. Use a rolling pin to do this by cutting down the spine and dividing it into 2 parts for easy extraction. The fermentation. Measurements by volume. 10 parts, crushed agave pulp and juice. 1 part, brown sugar or molasses. Water, just enough to cover the pulp in a bucket. Cover the bucket with a cloth. Let it sit in the sun for 3 to 5 days in the heat. The signal. When it smells like strong vinegar and has a slightly slick or slimy texture between your fingers, the fermentation has broken the pectins down into a bio-glue. Final mixing. Once fermented, strain the liquid from the solids. Use the liquid bio-glue for this final mix. 70% fermented agave liquid, the binder. 20% cassava starch, the thickener. Note, mix this into the cold liquid first, then heat gently until it thickens into a gel before adding the last ingredient. 10% hydrated lime, the vulcanizer. Note, sift this in slowly. It will cause the mix to stiffen and change color slightly. Casting and compression. This is where it becomes a rubber instead of just a mess. 1. The mold. Pour into your mold. 2. The fiber matrix. Take those long fibers you saved in phase 1. Dip them into the final mix until they are fully coated. 3. The weave. Coil the wet fibers into your mold. Layer them like a bird's nest. 4. The press. Pour the remaining thick gel over the fibers. Place a heavy weight on top. Critical. You must squeeze out the excess liquid. Density equals durability. The vulcanization, curing. Initial dry. Leave it under the weight for 24 hours. Sun cure. Remove from the mold and place in direct hot sunlight for 2 more days. The finish. Once it feels like a hard, leathery plastic, soak it in coconut oil for 12 hours. The oil replaces any evaporated water, ensuring it stays flexible and airtight under high heat. Join the Forgotten Archive and comment what you like or want to see.